I'm Heidi Kim, and this is why I brought you here. I wanted to do another breastfeeding tutorial for how to use a carrier. I have quite a few of them. I will link my playlist down below. I've done a ton of videos on how to nurse in various carriers, and the only kind of carrier that I haven't really done a tutorial on is a soft structured carrier, which are these kinds that have buckles, and these are pretty much the easiest, most kind of user-friendly carrier. So I wanted to go ahead and show you how to do that, and for this video I'm going to be using my MiaMily carrier. Full disclosure, this carrier was sent to me for review, and this is a video that's brought to you by MiaMily, so it is sponsored, but I never ever do videos about products that I don't actually love. I've been using this for quite a long time, and there have been times that other companies have sent me products and I just haven't done the review because I didn't like them. This I like a lot, and I'm going to show you a couple features that I really like about it, but if you don't have this carrier, it's somewhat similar in some other soft structured carriers, so this will still be helpful for you anyways. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the carrier on, and this carrier has the Velcro on the end of it, so we're going to go ahead and Velcro it up. And one of the reasons it has that is because you can remove this part of it, and this is like an actual seat, so you can just set baby on the seat and kind of hold them on your hip, which is really nice because it kind of creates alignment. So I'm going to Velcro it behind me, but make sure that even though you Velcroed it, that you still buckle it. It's got this little buckle right here. And then the buckle just tightens on up, and then you want to make sure that it kind of comes into your center right here. Now, if you have a younger baby, you might need it a little bit higher. My baby's about 10 months old, so I'm going to put her right here. One of the things that I think is really cool about this carrier is the seat is built in, so babies can actually face out and still remain in an ergonomic position. It's approved by the International Hip Dysplasia Institute, because I know some people have concerns about hip dysplasia, and when you first look at this carrier, it looks kind of like a narrow-based carrier, but all the weight is on this seat, so they get to remain in this ergonomic position even if they're facing outward. But we're going to face inward because obviously we're nursing today. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my baby. So this is Irene. She is 10 months old, and we're just going to set her right on the seat right here. Hi, baby cakes. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, she's so snuggly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lift this part up and just bring it over, kind of like you're putting a backpack over the top of you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to buckle the chest strap in the back. So we're going to loosen it on up, buckle, and then here we go. So one of the things that I really love about this carrier is that it adjusts going both directions. So you can pull this way or you can pull this way. And the thing that's nice about that is that I find pulling away from my body like this is a lot easier to adjust. So when you are doing back carries, this is the one that's away from your body. When you're doing front carries, this is the one that's away from your body. So I put my hand kind of on this little seat thing, lift up, and pull to tighten. Same thing on this side. Pull to tighten. So this is kind of a normal position that you would have baby in. You want to make sure that baby is close enough to kiss. And when they're a little bit younger, they might not be close enough to kiss while they're breastfeeding. It's fine as long as they're actively nursing, but once they're done, you want to go ahead and lift them up. So I'm out and about, I'm wearing her just like this, and she wants to nurse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen it on up. I'm going to go in with my thumb underneath this little buckle right here to loosen it, like that. Same thing on this side. There we go. So we've loosened it on up. And then Irene's kind of big enough that you don't have to shift it, but when they're little, you might need to shift it a little over to the side or not. One of my favorite tricks is to wear 2 shirts. You don't have to, you know, you could just, if you had a low-cut shirt, you could just latch here. But by wearing 2 shirts, I find that most people can't find what I'm doing. So I've got my upper shirt, and then I've got a tank top. And it's particularly subtle if you're wearing 2 of the same color, which is what I'm doing right here. So I pull my shirt up, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to unlatch my bra, and then you just latch baby on. So So as you can see, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. If you're looking really closely, you might be able to tell, but most people can't, which is something that I really, really love. If you want a little bit more privacy, you can take one of these, you can take this hood, which I have with mine. Now this hood's removable, which is really, really nice. So you can take it off and just wear her like this, which my older daughter, Rosalind, didn't really like hoods. So that's how I would do it. Irene likes them when she's sleeping. So the nice thing is you can just button this on if you do want it. And say you were really concerned about people seeing stuff, which obviously, like, it's just, you can't see what's going on in here, but if you really want some more privacy, you can go ahead and these button right on to these little straps right here. So you can have a little bit of privacy. Or if your kid is not into that, you can take the hood off. And there's a couple other things that I really, really like about this. One is that it's got these pockets. It's got these pockets right here, and then it's got this kind of like fanny pack pocket right here. So you can throw in, you know, wipes, or if you disposable diapers can fit in there. If you're just running into the store, your keys, your phone, nursing pads, burp rags, those kinds of things. But I also like that this can zip all the way off. I mean, there's a million other ways to wear this too. You can do it on your back or on your side. But I like that this zips off because then this area is really, really vented. And I happen to live in Arizona, so having that vent makes this a much cooler carrier. Same thing with the fact that this doesn't cover her knees. She is knee to knee. She's still in an ergonomic position, but there's just more airflow right here, which is just really nice because I find a lot of carriers can get really, really hot. And then when baby's done, you just unlatch. She's going to be a little bit annoyed because I'm unlatching her. And then when you're done, you want to make sure that you lift baby back up. And again, I like to pull in the direction that I am. So pull away from me like this. And there's a couple things that I really, really love about nursing in a carrier. The first is that it's subtle. So if you're nervous about nursing in public, I think nursing in a carrier is the way to go. Irene has had an ear infection for quite a while, and this upright position is kind of the only position that she wants to nurse in. And I have an older child, so I can nurse while I'm taking care of her. The other thing that I really, really like about nursing in a carrier like this is that once they get to be about 4 months old, and especially once they're 6 months old, they just get so distracted that it's really, really difficult to nurse in public. And so this is one of the few ways that I can get her to focus enough to get an actual really good feeding in when I am nursing in public. So anyways, I will link MiaMily down below. I'd love to hear from you guys what other videos you would like to see, or if you're interested in seeing some other tutorials with this, maybe how to put her on my back or my hip or something, let me know down below. And we will talk to y'all very soon. So thanks for watching. Bye guys. Hi guys, I'm Heidi Kim, and this is why I brought you here. I wanted to do another breastfeeding tutorial for how to use a carrier. I have quite a few of them. I will link my playlist down below. I've done a ton of videos on how to nurse in various carriers, and the only kind of carrier that I haven't really done a tutorial on is a soft structured carrier, which are these kinds that have buckles, and these are pretty much the easiest, most kind of user-friendly carrier. So I wanted to go ahead and show you how to do that, and for this video I'm going to be using my MiaMily carrier. Full disclosure, this carrier was sent to me for review, and this is a video that's brought to you by MiaMily, so it is sponsored, but I never ever do videos about products that I don't actually love. I've been using this for quite a long time, and there have been times that other companies have sent me products